In a game that will go down in NFL history for all the wrong reasons, the Green Bay Packers have set an ugly record that no other team has ever pulled off. Loss to the Baltimore Ravens has not only left fans in disbelief, but also marks an unprecedented historical low for the Packers franchise. A brutal record, Packers' worst offensive performance ever. While Green Bay has had its fair share of highs and lows over the years, this loss stands out for one glaring reason. They hit a new low offensively. No NFL team has ever seen an offensive performance quite like this. The Packers were unable to break even basic offensive thresholds, with total yards in the single digits in some quarters, a complete lack of rhythm, and a stunning inability to move the ball against the Ravens' defense. What made this performance even more shocking is that the Packers, historically known for their offensive firepower, were held to the worst offensive output in franchise history. Whether it was quarterback struggles, missed opportunities, or poor play calling, Green Bay could not get out of their own way. The Ravens' defense, a wall Green Bay couldn't break. The Ravens' defense was relentless. They pressured Packers quarterback, insert QB name, throughout the game, causing multiple sacks and forcing turnovers that turned the tide. The Ravens' defensive front seemed to be everywhere, swarming the pocket, knocking balls down, and cutting off passing lanes before they even had a chance to develop. As a result, Green Bay's offense couldn't get anything going. Their normally efficient passing game was stifled, and their run game, usually one of their strongest areas, was non-existent. What went wrong for the Packers? Analysts have been quick to point out several factors that contributed to this shocking performance. First and foremost, the offensive line. A weak line gave little time for insert QB name to make plays, and the lack of protection allowed the Ravens to exploit the Packers' weaknesses. The Packers also struggled in the play calling department. Seemingly no adjustments were made, and Green Bay stuck with a game plan that was simply not working. They were caught off guard and seemed outcoached at every turn, with no answers for the Ravens' defensive schemes. A devastating blow to playoff hopes. This loss has major implications for Green Bay's playoff chances. Once considered a top contender in the NFC, the Packers are now facing an uphill battle. If they're to recover from this embarrassing defeat, they'll need to find their offensive identity fast. With a tough schedule ahead, each game is now a must-win for Green Bay, who must quickly regain momentum before it's too late. This loss also raises serious questions about Green Bay's future. Was this just a bad day at the office, or is this an indication of deeper issues within the team? Fans are starting to wonder if the Packers are in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in years. Fan reactions. A sea of disappointment. Social media has erupted with reactions from Packers fans, many of whom are expressing a mix of disbelief, anger, and frustration. "I've been watching this team for years, and I've never seen something like this," one fan tweeted. "This wasn't just a bad game, it was a historic disaster. We're better than this." Others are calling for changes across the board. "We need to shake things up. This team isn't going to win with the same game plan," one commentator posted. Looking ahead, can the Packers recover? So, what's next for Green Bay? Head coach will need to find a way to get the Packers back on track, especially with the team's playoff hopes hanging in the balance. Changes could be coming, whether it's a shift in game strategy, a change in personnel, or simply an overall reset in the locker room. One thing is certain. If Green Bay wants to get their season back on track, they need to start looking like the team fans expect, a high-powered offense that can dominate on the field. If they can't bounce back, this embarrassing defeat could mark the beginning of a season-ending slide. Green Bay's loss to the Ravens will be remembered for its historic low and as an example of how quickly a season can turn. The Packers have no time to dwell on this setback. What happens next could define their future. Will this loss be a wake-up call, or will it mark the end of Green Bay's playoff aspirations? Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Happy New Year!